Romanelli, Chris Ruffalo, and Brian Bittler bringing home the cleanup spot there. I think we're twinsies today, Brian and I. And got probably other handicappers joining us throughout the show. But it is Saturday. It's the first Saturday in May. That means the Kentucky Derby is today, one of my favorite days of the year. Love the Kentucky Derby. Normally, I'm at least in Vegas if I'm not at Churchill Downs for the Derby. But anyways, we got tons of Major League Baseball action after yesterday's rainouts. We've got NBA playoffs. We got NHL playoffs. So we got plenty going on. And of course, at pickdogs.com, I'm running that 15% off. You can only use it once per person. So pick your spot there. You can see it on the screen. Use code May15, all small, all one word. One use per person, get 15% off whatever's in your cart. So it could be a $15 rundown. It could be a yearly package. It could be 5 yearly packages, whatever the case may be. One per thing. I think I'm going to do every month. I'm going to do some sort of coupon giveaway special, whatever. Last month we did a free consensus report. This month we'll do the 15% off. So we'll see how this works out. I like giving stuff away. I think our prices are fair to begin with compared to the competition. And I think, of course, the quality is, ours is here, theirs is about here. You guys, so it's always good every day, no matter what price you're paying. But I think the 15% off is always just a nice little bonus. Give something back to the community. So this is the 2 hours a day where Joe Madden questions every decision she's ever made in her life, which brings her to this spot. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. So good questioning. That's for sure.
Do you sometimes just sit here and wonder, where exactly did my life take this turn? Or it's like I'm here hanging out with these guys.
Times.
There
has been times and there has been moments.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the heck did he just say? And what am I doing right here? But
definitely.
It's okay. It's normally when you go against my Chargers. So we're not an NFL season, so it's all good.
Oh, we talked about the Chargers a little bit yesterday. Ron Romanelli here from the Rundown, back on the winning streak of his Ron Rundown $15 picks with the Diamondbacks yesterday. Ron, a tough person to watch games with. He texts me and, it's like he's a panic button pusher. I'm the opposite. I always feel that if I'm up by 2 runs, I circle it as a win. If I'm down by 2 runs, it's like I feel pretty good where we're at. We got this thing. It's just the way that I always am. And, I think, for Ron, it's more like, well, I was on the Phillies, so that means the Diamondbacks are going to blow it. And that doesn't necessarily, mean it's just the moral of the story is, never bet the Phillies, right? That's the moral of the story here. Never, under no circumstances, will we be betting the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, I think I'm super pessimistic, and you're way too optimistic. So we got to try to find a middle ground because it is tough watching the game. I bet you're probably rolling your eyes when you see my messages. Oh, we're dead. Well,
Ruffalo's been to Vegas with me, so he knows why I'm optimistic. It's like I'm one of those people that it's like, I don't know, man. It's just I'm always really lucky. I can't really help it, man. It's like people are always like, oh, but you get to write off all your losses. I'm like, well, it doesn't really work that way, does it? It's kind of like Ruffalo sees me. I'm like, yeah, I got. It's like we're supposed to go out to dinner. It's like, I got this mountain of cash in my pocket. It doesn't really fit. I'm not sure what to do.
He's walking with a limp through Park MGM, and I'm like, okay, now we got to slow down a little bit. Something's going on here, and then he explains it, and then it all makes sense.
It's like I have this. That was the Miami Hurricanes on the money line against Auburn, followed by 3 roulette spin winners in a row. And, it was just one of those moments. But anyways, Chris, welcome back to the morning show. It's been a while since we've seen you bright and early here. Is this pre-donut or post-donut for you?
Can it be pre and post?
Well, it can be pre and post. Now, before the show started, we had a discussion that you feel there's, we've had this discussion before on our shows about how there's never too much cheese. So Have you ever seen the grilled cheese on the glazed donut before? Have you ever seen this? Where they cut the glazed donut in half, make the grilled cheese out of the glazed donut.
Yeah, I've seen burgers like that at like the state, like the county fair or whatever. But
On a donut?
yeah, I've seen burgers. I've seen breakfast sandwiches. I've seen the donut can be a vessel for many things.
All right.
Can I say I've done it? Well,
it could happen.
Yeah.
My bet is on the over on that one if there's a total.
Hey, easy. It's we're only 5 minutes in. Calm down. Don't get my blood pressure up talking about donuts already.
Brian, how you doing today? I didn't even see how everybody did yesterday. I know you normally are all business here. How's it going?
3-2 yesterday, but we were led yesterday by Al McWarty and Rod Zawacki. You had excellent days yesterday.
But I had an absolutely terrible day yesterday. I couldn't win anything to save my life. No free picks or no nothing. Everything was just straight down the garbage yesterday.
Yeah.
So all started with that rain out game. And I swear, as soon as I don't win that first game of the day and that game getting called as a rain out, it just was done from there.
I would say the Miami Marlins were my biggest disappointment yesterday.
For me, it was just I had a few that were for me. I had Seattle, and they got the lead in the 8th inning. They're ass slapping, doing everything, and then they blow the lead in the top of the 9th, and that was pretty much the difference between. I think I'm not even sure if it was a winning or losing day for me because I know I hit with Vince in Boston for the easy win. But I lost a few other ones. Yankees game is canceled again.
Phillies game will be canceled also, I believe.
All right. We'll have to keep our eye on that. And, wow, it's going to be one of those days and one of those schedules. But we still got plenty of action going on. We know one game that's not going to be rained out, and that's the Celtics and the Bucks, Joe. They head back to Milwaukee, and, I mean, it could be rain in threes. You know, it could be raining cash.
Hope it's raining cash. Hope it's raining cash for everyone watching.
Well, what do you think of this gem?
Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. You know, we saw the Bucks just dominate in the first game, Celtics dominate in the second. Both teams had one game that they just weren't able to get those, you know, those threes, get the points on the board. Both teams had one game that they struggled in. I think we're going to have a tight game here, and I'm looking for the Boston Celtics to keep it tight. I think they're just so strong on the road, 7-2 in their last 9 road games. So give me the Boston Celtics plus the points. But I don't see this one being a blowout on either side.
How about you, Romanelli?
Yeah, this is a tough game. You know, when you get this far into the playoffs, you're going to see games like this where, to be honest with you, I think it is a coin flip kind of game, and that's why you see the spread where it is. But the biggest thing for me is, you know, the Bucks shooting numbers have really plummeted without Middleton in the lineup. We saw last time out they only made 3 3-pointers in Game 2, and I just worry about that going into this game as well. Celtics are shooting lights out right now. You saw Game 2, 20 of 43 from 3, 46%, while the Bucks 3 of 18 at 16%. You know, I think that Milwaukee is the slightly better defensive team, but I think Boston's getting good price here in the money line, getting plus money. I think they're going to take at least one of the road games. So I'll take them on the money line here, getting the plus money.
Well, you said Boston has been shooting the lights out, but Game 1, I think they scored 89 points. So they didn't exactly shoot the lights out there.
Well, they still shot better from 3 than Milwaukee did.
Okay. Anyways. Got Chris Ruffalo. Chris Ruffalo loves saying the player names. The tougher the better for him. We know it. So we'll get a few Giannis with the last names. Like I always defer Greek Freak, Giannis, whatever. Ruffalo likes the full Monty here when it comes to the names.
full pronunciation, full marks for
he practices. It's like
for country of origin.
Like the guy in the Bulls with the V, you know, it's like I can't even pronounce this guy's name. It's like Ruffalo's.
Vucevic?
Yeah, those guys. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to be the opposite way here. I'm going to go. I like the Bucks. I still can't get over the fact these are still the defending champions. They still got a lot of depth. I know there's no Middleton, but I'm expecting some regression offensively for both teams. Positive for Milwaukee and maybe a bit negative for Boston here. It'd be interesting to see now how Boston can take that shooting onto the road. They did hit 23s in game 2, but again they've got to adjust and now take it on the road. And I know Milwaukee didn't have the greatest against the spread record at home this season, but there's just something about Pfizer for them. So I got to take Milwaukee laying only 1.5. Maybe just go with the money line if you don't want to take the risk with the point in case it's a 1-point game.
Brian?
I'm going to go with 3 different player prop bets here. I'm going to take Giannis under 30.5 points, Jaylen Brown under 23.5 points, and Jason Tatum plus 700 score the first bucket. I just think it'll be a defensive themed game tonight, and I see those 2 players getting shut down a little bit. Not shut down, but under control.
I like the Bucks. I just think getting back home, tough crowd, kind of like what Ruffalo said. They are the defending world champions, and they certainly had their way in game 1. And I think the Celtics are, well, they're one of the 2 public teams in the NBA, the 2 most public, right? So the fact that the Bucks are only favored by 2 here, it shows you, they're fishing for Celtic money. And more than likely, they're going to find it, because they always do. Anyways, got another game too. We've got the Grizzlies and the Warriors. It's just so weird because the Grizzlies are the home team in the series, right? So it just makes it weird. So this one's game 3 at Golden State. It's just not something that we're used to seeing throughout the years. Joe Madden, what do you think of this game?
I can't wait for this game. This is going to be a great one. I'm going to take the Memphis Grizzlies plus the points here. I really do think this is going to be a tighter game. I also am looking at a couple prop bets here. I think we can take Morant over his points. He's been hitting 42.4% in his last 10 games. I think he's going to have a great one in this. And then I'm going to look at Steph Curry as well, because I think on the other side of the ball, he's doing absolutely fantastic, hitting that 43.7%. And I think we can take him over his shots tonight. So I think we got a great game on our hands. I think it's going to be a tight one. And I look at what both teams are doing. If the Grizzlies want to win this is going to be a higher scoring game.
Ron Romanelli?
Yeah, I think this game, to me, I like the under in this one. I think we're going to see the defenses turn it up a bit. But Golden State, being the home team, they do like to slow it down a bit. Memphis, one of the faster teams in terms of pace in the league. So I just think this game's going to be a little bit closer to what we saw in Game 2, in that 207 points combined. Game 1 went well over the total, but I do think with Golden State being at home and as the favorites here, I think they're going to play a little bit more to their tempo. So I'm going to take the under in that one.
Ruffalo?
Yeah, I'm with Joe with Memphis and the points in this one. I think it's just going to be a close game. Can't forget that, Memphis was at home in the first 2 games, but they've also outscored the Golden State Warriors by 4 points in the first 2 games. And all of a sudden the line's going to flip 7 points in Golden State's favor. And, I get it. The Warriors are a deep team, and they've been a different team since Steph Curry came back. But John Morant's shown the ability to put the team on his back and really sort of help carry them to at least a close game, if not an outright victory. So I gotta take the Grizzlies to at least keep this one closely and maybe give themselves a shot to win this one outright as well.
How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I hate to go against my good buddies Joe and Ruffalo here, but I just think this line's high for a reason. The Warriors are playoff tested. We're not in Memphis with that home crowd behind the Grizzlies here. I think the stars on the Warriors here are going to come out to play. I think it's a 10-point win here for Golden State, so that's who I'm going to be behind.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm on the Warriors as well at home. I just think, this is where they do it, and I think they even spot the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies maybe are leading at halftime, and the Warriors just come out and it's the Steph Curry, 38-point third quarter or whatever. It's like we've seen it a million times. How many points did he have in the All-Star game again? Didn't he hit like 47 3-pointers or something? Something.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
right around there. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I think he scored 432 points, and he had like 47 3-pointers. Something like that. Anyways, few things going on. This is the what are you selling today segment. This is those of you that want to go get a cup of coffee or something. This is the time to do it. But I did post something on Twitter this morning and on Instagram. I know we have our Become a Capper contest, but it seems that half the world misses it because I get a zillion emails. So I decided to post this on Twitter this morning. I'm going to show it right on the screen. And here it is. Okay, so there you guys can see it. And I'll read it for those of you that are just listening. It says, a reply to my most asked questions. I'll be hiring one new capper for Pick Dogs from Twitter. To apply, email me, all caps, and tell me why it should be you. If you do not use a real picture, it isn't you. If you can't find my email, it isn't you. If you DM me, it isn't you. No retweet, it's not you. Good luck. Make it happen. There it is. I don't know how long it's going to take me to find this person, but I'm going to bring on one more capper, and I'm going to bring it. It's going to be one of these Twitter cappers, but they got to use a real picture. And that's the way it is. I make them accountable, and let's see what they actually can do. I'm interested. I think we could use a guy that does the social media to begin with. Kind of go backwards here. Instead of trying to get these guys to do social media, Joe begs them. She pleads with them. Instead of her having to plead them, we're going to try the opposite direction and see if that works. And find someone that's good at Twitter to be a capper on our site. Who is also a good capper. How about that, Joe? You like that idea?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, for sure.
Joe's like, there's a reason I showed up today.
Someone who is pushing their socials would be very nice to see.
And that's what I'm looking for. Someone who lights it up on social, does the pics, does all that stuff, and knows what they're doing, and can figure out where my email is, how to contact us.
Ooh, if you can't find someone's email, man.
Then you can only imagine what's going to be like working with me if you can't do that simple thing.
Yep. Absolutely.
Going to be a tough day at the office. Ask Brian, he'll tell you. Anyways. All right. Joe, what are you selling today? Joe's been red hot on our leaderboards.
Except for yesterday. Huge fall yesterday.
You can't win them all. You're not going to win every day. The only people that win every day are the guys on Twitter. So what we're going to hold on a second. Let's show the leaderboards and stuff. We've been doing this. Let's do it. Let's show the leaderboards and all that kind of good stuff here. And we'll go through this together. All right. On top of the leaderboards here, we got for yesterday, Rod Zawacki. Also, that put him in the leader for the last 7 days. He had a monster day yesterday, up 680 units. He must have hit some dogs. And Chase Diamond up there. We haven't seen him up there in a while. Joe Madden, number 2 for the week. And also got Big Al, Randy Chambers. I knew Randy Chambers, bringing him on was a home run. He's a guy that I was a no-doubter. He's been writing more articles for it. Then we'll talk about him in a minute with some of the other guys. And then we'll look at the hottest cappers this way. So it goes much further than just those. So you can look at the week and see what's happening. See, so Rod must have hit some dogs, 16 and 17, but whatever it takes to get it done, right?
I think it was Brian's money line.
Me and Brian kind of hanging in there, treading water, but still grinding out that profit. Tony Brown, I see on the list. In the last 30 days, Joe Madden, right there. Randy Chambers, Ron Romanelli, Al Ninos, Big Al, James Clark. James Clark's been killing it. He's been killing. I sent him a message. So you're killing it. That's all I said. She's just freaking killing it. I don't usually do that too much. And then here's by sport. Here's for the year. And then we go for baseball. Al Ninos has passed Romanelli, Dana Lane, Brian. I'm kind of mucking around in there. I'm right near the bottom, but it's... And that's over. And here's NBA. It's James Clark. That's where he's really been doing it. And then in the NHL, Al Ninos once again. Al Ninos having his best year I've ever seen him have, to be honest with you. All right. Well, let's go back to where we are. Here we are. All right. Found everyone. Okay. Joe, what are you selling today?
I have a 3-pack of totals today. I have one in the NHL and 2 in the NBA. And then I also have MLB best bet, and that's sold separately by itself.
Ron Romanelli.
Yep, we got my daily $15 MLB best bet. Doing them every day for the past 10 days or so. Doing well so far. I think we're 7-4 and a couple pushes. $15 guaranteed at Pick Dogs Premium.
Chris Ruffalo.
Yeah, for me, I got my MLB triple play for today. My 3 plays on the board for MLB. I absolutely loved for today. And then for long-term subscribers, I got my best bets from the NBA and NHL in there as well. So check that out over at Pick Dogs Premium.
Brian.
Trying to get a third straight winning day. I got my Gone Streaking 3-pack best bet in Major League Baseball, best bet NBA, best bet NHL, all for $50 at pickdogs.com premium picks. Long-term subscribers, there's 2 extra picks in there for you if you're a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, 1-year guy.
All right. I have... all right, we got 2 more people with us, too. Awesome. So we've got... got Jovan and Al Ninos with us. Guys, what we're doing is we're just going over what we have for sale today, just real quickly. And then we're going to get back to it. We did NBA, but we'll come back to you guys on that as well. Jovan, you're up.
Yeah, I have an NBA 3-pack. That's just about it, $39.99 on the website.
How about you, Al Ninos? We're just talking about how you've been winning a lot of games. NHL and baseball. Top of the leaderboard.
Yeah. I got a 3-pack with my best bet in each sport, and then a few extra plays in the MLB for everyone on the long-term passes. And thank you.
All right. I got my $15 bet. I've got an MLB 3-pack. I've got extra plays, and yeah, I'm still running through the roster of stuff. It's like a lot of late lines, and you have to remember, it's like for me, it's 3:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning. I'm doing my 7 free picks and everything else. So I'm still piecing it together, and I will have, by the time we're done with the show, everything I have will be good to go. But anyways, Jovan and Al. You guys missed our NBA segment, but we'll cut back to you. What do you like in tonight's NBA, Jovan? Either game or both.
So I'm gonna take it's a homer pick, of course, but I'm gonna take a slight lean towards the Celtics. I mean, that's just their defense. They did it to Kevin Durant, and they're doing it to Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're building the wall, and Giannis is having a real hard time overcoming it. The problem with him is he doesn't one of the things with Giannis is for everything that he does do, he's not a good perimeter shooter, and he doesn't play to his back to the basket. So until he finds that part of or those 2 parts of his game, he's gonna have to find it quick. He's gonna get his points. Of course, he's gonna get to the line. And all that, but they're really relying on the other guys to hit their 3-point shots, and if they're not hitting their 3-point shots, they're in big trouble. You know, so I mean, I expect this series to go to the 7 games, but you know, in this particular game, I think the Celtics get home court advantage again.
How about you, Al?
And sorry, I wasn't laughing at what he was saying. I was laughing at the comments. But
It's okay.
yeah, it should be a great series.
I saw the comments, so that's what I figured.
Yeah. No, it should be a great series, as he was saying. Great matchup. Both teams can play some defense. You know. I think I would give the slight edge to the Bucks at home here. I think they really have to win this game. If they lose this game, they're in huge trouble for the rest of the series. So I think they come out with a sense of urgency. And yeah, I said defense. So as far as the total goes, slightly into the under, but it's a small number, so I'd be careful with it. Especially also no Middleton. The lineup kind of hurts Milwaukee's offense, but so
He did not play in game 1 either.
Oh yeah, no, he hasn't been here the whole series. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that just hurts their offense in general. He's a good defender too, but I mean, he can definitely hit those threes, so hurts them there. And yeah, so that's my take on that one.
Anyway, circling back a little bit, Chris Ruffalo, when I went over those standings of the handicappers, any surprise that Randy Chambers is like way up there and everything?
No, Randy. I mean, Mitch and I both know Randy's been here since I've been.
He's been here since I've been here. No,
Yeah.
Almost. But,
I've been here. We're going on 6 years now that we've been working together, and I will tell you, this dude works harder than anybody.
There's nobody that covers more games.
Yeah.
Day in and day out over the last 10 years than Randy Chambers. I will put him. He covers more games than other sites' entire website with their entire team of cappers by himself. I will put him up against anybody. And
like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone on to just like in passing, I've seen a WNBA article written by Randy, an MMA article, same thing, even the occasional horse racing article or something. Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. And
NASCAR, golf, tennis. I mean, it is off the chain. And I begged him for years to be a handicapper on the site, you know, for years. And it's like, finally he did. He's like, well, if Ruffalo can do it, I can certainly do it. So, got him out there, but he's cold-blooded. It's just the amount of knowledge that he knows about every game and every team and everything in all of sports. I honestly don't think there's another person anywhere that covers more than he does. I don't think it's humanly possible. I just don't. I mean, it's like, he's the type of guy, like back when I was writing, when it was just me and him writing, I'd be like, oh man, I'm feeling really sick. Don't worry, I got all 15 games, you know, no problem. And it's like he's the type of guy. It's like someone calls in sick late, you know, he's just like, I got him, you know.
Or doesn't like show up or anything. It's just
it's automatically done.
Without fail.
Yeah, without fail. Tremendous. But super happy to have him, and I'm just glad that he's part of our crew, and I hope to get him on shows and stuff. He's not he's done video for us, a few of them, but he's super camera shy. Even on like the Zoom calls and stuff, he doesn't usually even do his thing. But I think
it's usually the picture of the egg.
Yeah, he's usually not. He's not a person that you just see out there, you know, or whatever. But just because you don't see him, it doesn't mean that he doesn't know his stuff. And you know, he's not going to get them all right. But I'll tell you what, he's going to know the ins and outs of who's playing, who's not playing, what these guys have done for the last, 20 times they've played each other and all this stuff. And he knows it off the top of his head, which is pretty amazing. Anyways, we go to Major League Baseball. Speaking of cheese, so cheese. I saw the grilled cheese on the donut, and I thought that's definitely. How many points, Weight Watchers points, do you think that thing is?
Not as many as you'd find at the Heart Attack Grill.
It's a lot of points. Ruffalo takes me to the Heart Attack Grill in Vegas. They don't even have anything that's not meat on the menu. It's like there's nothing for me on the entire menu. It's like,
Yeah, we
They
circled out. I
weigh
think
me
that's
in
the
at the
fastest.
door.
That's the fastest I've ever circled out of a restaurant. Is probably when we realized there
Oh
was
my God.
nothing that was.
Oh, I had to. The thing is, they were ready to close, and these guys wanted to go there. I hadn't checked the menu. I had to grease the person to get in. You know, it's like, all right.
Imagine that, having to grease someone at the Heart Attack Grill.
I did. I greased the door person. It's like, all right, you guys can come in.
I think there's a table.
Yeah, I could find you a spot. I'm a major. I admit it. I'm one of those people. It's like, oh, guy's an asshole. It's like, yep, that's me. I always grease the door person. I also am a ridiculous tipper of the starters at public golf courses. It's like, yep. Hey, he didn't have a tee time. It's like, yes, he did.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that? Anyways, Reds Pirates game 1. They are going to play. The Reds got the day off. Will it help them? Because Nick Lodolo's going here. Bring a mitt to Great American Ballpark because, man, it is the ball should be flying. Mitch Keller and Nick Lodolo.
I have it listed as Brubaker and Overton.
Looks a little bit like a sucker line.
Yeah, I just saw those pictures change as well.
What happened
to that?
It's Brubaker and Overton in game 1.
Oh, all right.
They changed it.
And then these guys
Just
are the
now.
later game.
No,
Yeah.
I'm seeing Robert Duggar as the starter for Cincinnati in the second game.
All right, so Brubaker and Overton, Clayton Kershaw and Drew Smiley at Wrigley Field, and Bieber and Gausman now listed as game 1 in Cleveland. I thought that was game 2. So
Did I? They're changing everything on us here.
Yep.
We're on the show. It's crazy.
Al Ninos, what do you think of these 3 games?
I'd be careful, I've been fading the Reds really hard, but I'm not sure. I think this might be one of those spots where, especially with a doubleheader, they sneak a victory in and break their little slump. But I don't know. I'm not rushing to bet that one either. I like Gausman in game 1 here with the Blue Jays. And maybe a lean to the under in the Dodgers game.
How about you, Jovan?
Yeah, are we on
Just
the
the-
Toronto Cleveland?
Yeah, the first 3.
Toronto.
Reds, Pirates, Cubs, Dodgers game 1, and Guardians, Blue Jays game 1.
Yeah, so I like Shane Bieber in this one. Actually, I had the game that was postponed yesterday. Shane Bieber was going in. I'm not gonna change that. Got some good plus money going. 115. It looks like right around now, and yeah. So I just can't trust Toronto's bullpen. That's I think it might be close in the middle innings, but I think that Toronto will give it up late. And what the Guardians do with right-handed pitching, it's formidable. So I think the over is in play in the Cincinnati game, won the first game, and that's about it.
Yeah, I have to say that for me, the Blue Jays, I don't know if it's the bullpen, the starter, or whatever, but it just seems that they're super susceptible, and we've seen it, more than once this season to the big inning against. It's like they just have the one blow-up inning. It's kind of like how Cole has been throughout his career. Like when he was with the Pirates, he just have the really one bad inning. With the Astros, the one bad inning. Of course, the Yankees, just a bad career. Brian, what do you think of these 3?
Yeah, I agree with Jovan here. I like the Guardians yesterday. No reason for me to jump off them in game 1. They probably should have been a premium play. I like Bieber on the mound. Definitely a good value here at home. I'm going to take Brubaker and the Pirates over the Reds. I like Overton and what he's done in the minors, but I just think you rarely see the Pirates favored on the road, and Brubaker's had an awful start to the season. I think he has a good start against Cincinnati, and then I'll take the Cubbies over my favorite team, the Dodgers. Dodgers 1-7, I believe, last 8 in Chicago. So I think it's worth 2-1 on my money. I'll take a chance with the Cubs.
Traditionally, if you go back like 10 years, it's that same pattern of like one out of every 7 that they win in Chicago. They just get crushed at Wrigley. It's a horrible, horrible place for them. Ruflo?
Yeah, I'm probably be the only one that maybe sticks on this, but I am going to go with the Blue Jays in Game 1 because Shane Bieber, yeah, he's Cleveland's ace, but the games where he's gotten run support has been questionable pitching on the other side. I know the White Sox, they beat the White Sox, but that was Dallas Keuchel, who's been a pincushion for other teams. They absolutely teed off on him this season, even going back to last year. They got 10 runs. A bunch of them came off of Tyler Mahle in the game that they beat Cincinnati. But Kevin Gausman, I know he's not going to, not give up a home run all season. That's going to end eventually. Same thing with the not being able to give up a walk, but nobody's hitting a splitter right now, and he's pitching some of the best baseball I think I've ever seen Gausman pitch. And, yeah, the bullpen is susceptible. I can tell you right now the only reliable relievers they have are maybe Adam Simber and Jordan Romano in the 9th, but outside of that, I don't see much coming from Cleveland here. I think Toronto's offense gets to Bieber and gets to Cleveland's bullpen here, so I like the Blue Jays there.
I'll have to come back to that pincushion analogy later. I'm not sure I understand it, but Romanelli, how about these 3?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Guardians in both games of the doubleheader. I think they at least take one of them. But if you're getting plus money in both spots, you might as well take it. You can make a profit if at least they win one game. But Kevin Gausman, although he is pitching really well, I mean, you can't deny it. No home runs, no walks allowed. To not have a single walk or home run allowed and still have a 2.27 ERA does concern me a bit. The biggest reason for that is he gives up a lot of base hits, gives up a lot of hard contact. He's in the bottom 22nd percentile in hard hit percentage. So the Guardians have been great against righties this season, number 1 in baseball, team OPS against righties. I think they can get to him here, but I really don't trust Shane Bieber too much either. 3.96 FIP. He's not pitching nearly as well as his ERA may suggest. So I think the Blue Jays bats get to him here. So I like the Guardians, but I also like the over in that game.
You ever think of a regression, like for a guy like Bieber, to play to the back of his baseball card, and that maybe he's a slow starter like Max Fried or like a Zach Greinke?
I mean, I don't think he's necessarily off to a slow start. I think he's going to regress more. I mean, 2.45 ERA is pretty solid, but I don't think he's pitching that way.
Get the FIP out of here, Joe. What do you got?
I got to roll with the Blue Jays here, you guys. They're so strong in that opening game of a doubleheader. If I was going to go with the Guardians, it has to be game 2. In the first game of a doubleheader in a day, the Blue Jays are 13-3 in their last 16 in that opening. They're also so strong on the road, 5-1 in their last 6 road games. I think with Guzman here, we can rely on the Toronto Blue Jays to come out and get the win. But I hear what you guys are saying on the Blue Jays bullpen, and this one probably goes over if the Blue Jays are going to pull off this win, because they have had those innings where they let the other team get those runs on them.
They've quit on the field. They've quit on the field more than once. Yep. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. They've quit on the field. So
give me the over as well.
I mean, you have these star players, and all that stuff, but against the Yankees, they quit. They absolutely quit. And that when you have a quitting problem, you got a manager problem. I haven't seen a quit job like that since the Phillies on Thursday. I mean, this is the Jays, they did it also in the game 1 against the Guardians too. The Guardians started hitting around the order, and it's always a rally where they go all the way through. All 9 batters come to the plate in the rallies against the Jays, and the Jays just look like disinterested, like they pack it in like the Phillies did on Thursday. It's almost like Girardi's managing them, maybe telepathically. Yeah, I don't see it there with the Blue Jays unless Gausman's going to pitch 10 innings or something, which he's not going to. Cubs is easy money here against the Dodgers. They just absolutely own the Dodgers at Wrigley Field. They just slaughter them. Everyone knows these. I don't like either of these teams, but I said this yesterday, I've been to an inordinate amount of games, of Dodger Cub games at Wrigley Field. And I've sat with Dodger fans who have told me, we're sick of hearing this song, the Go Cubs Go, and the Cubs win the game. They're like, we're just sick of this. And I mean, I've sat like with people that have ownership interest in the Dodgers that have said that. It's just some teams, you can't really explain it. It just is what it is. And the Dodgers, Wrigley Field is their death march. I like the Cubs. I'm going to parlay it up as a sweep today, to be honest with you. I'm not joking or anything. I'm just saying I fade the Dodgers anyway, but I always fade the Cubs too, right? But it's like, I mean, I wear my Cubs suck shirt, but this is just a miserable spot for the Dodgers at Wrigley. I don't know why it is. Not sure why. You know, Wrigley is one of the fields that has the exact same dimensions, right, all the way around. Isn't the home run, and it used to be, I don't know if it still is the same way, but the home run to the left used to be the same exactly to right. Like it was exactly. When they did the old, anyone ever see? Yeah, remember the old? Well, you guys don't remember, but there used to be a show called Homerun Derby, and I never saw like the real one. I only saw the replays of it. Like they used to show the replays maybe when I was a kid. They show the replays of it, and you guys should Google this and watch it on YouTube. It is really, really cool. It's called Homerun Derby. It's a show that they had, and it wasn't like, you know, guys you never heard of. It's like Mickey Mantle is on Homerun Derby and Hank Aaron and like all these guys. And it basically, exactly like the Homerun Derby is at the All-Star game, 1-on-1. And then the winner would get to stay and play the next day. And like tomorrow we have Carl Furillo. Tomorrow we have, you know, tomorrow it's Hank Aaron. Tomorrow's Willie Mays. It's like, that's what it was. And it was like those guys, you know, too. And it's like, yes, you've won the game. You've won today's Home Run Derby. You'll be playing Willie Mays tomorrow. Good luck. And it was at Wrigley. The show, we're back to my point. The show is at Wrigley. It's at Wrigley. So it's really cool. You have to check it out. Because the guys, it's like talking, you know, it's like, it's craziness, you know, like a young Mickey Mantle, you know, up there. Seen it.
Oh, that's cool. I'll definitely check it out, Mitch.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. I remember watching it, you know, like many years ago, the replays of it. Anyway, Sonny Gray up against James Caprelli. He's got a job with the A's. How much longer is this guy going to be in the majors? I think he's going to the Pirates. He's the type of guy that ends up on the Pirates. We have a job for you. Or he goes to the Yankees and is minus 210. Got the Phillies back at it. Now they've returned this matchup. They were showing Eflin against Bassett all night, and now it's showing Gibson versus Scherzer. Back to yesterday's matchup. And then we have Framber Valdez. The Astros, the worst run production for the Astros in a decade this year, up against Eduardo Rodriguez. Romanelli, you think it's the ball or you think it's the Stros? I mean, which one is it here?
It's a little bit of both, definitely. The ball doesn't help, but Houston, I mean, the other teams are definitely producing more runs. So it's been a little bit of both, but I think I've seen some signs. You know, if you watched that game yesterday, Houston, I don't know how many deep fly ball outs they had, but plenty of warning track shots. I think it's a matter of time before they get going.
They said during the game that when the Astros have scored 4 or more runs, they've won every single time. And then they said this is the fewest times they've scored 4 or more runs through this many games in like franchise history or something. And then they brought in Larry Dierker to call an inning with them. You want to talk?
I thought that was cool.
You want to talk? Oh God, he's terrible. It sounded like he sounded like he was into the scotch.
So, yeah, he was not afraid to say anything. He said, "Oh, back in the day, we didn't have shortstops like that on our team." When he was the manager, just like calling out his players.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, for the Astros to be 16-11 right now with them not even playing at the best potential, I think that's pretty scary.
How about on the Apple TV games? The other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I know you don't like the commentary. I still have not heard the commentary, but I watched the Mariners game and I watched the White Sox Red Sox. How about the statistics that they show on the screen during the Apple TV broadcast? Totally different totally different statistics than you see on any other broadcast. They tell you the probability of the guy to get the hit in the situations. They show the probability of, like, you know, to hit into a double play in these situations, like how many times these guys do that. And then the cool thing that I had never seen before is for the shift, they show you, they put a graph over the infield and show exactly what percentage of the balls the guy hits to, like, really specific areas. And you could see Rafael Devers standing right there where it says 41%. You know, it's like clearly they have the same information, and he's standing there. It's like it says 41%, and he's right where it says 41%. He's standing right there. You know, it's like does not care where it is on the field. You know, he's standing right there. It's pretty amazing to see. Anyways, Joe Madden, we got these 3 games. A little long-winded about it, but what do you think?
Yeah, we've got 3 games that are going to be really good right here. I'm leaning on the Minnesota Twins to get it done with Sonny Gray starting for them. I think what we're going to see out of them is they're just so strong at home. I can't trust the Oakland A's in this situation, and I think we have a lower scoring game in this one. Both these teams trending nicely to that under, especially the Twins against right-handed pitchers coming in 4-1 in their last 5 games versus right-handed starters to that under. Minnesota and the A's coming in at 8-3 in their last 11 meetings in Minnesota to that under. I really do think we've got a lower run game in this one. And then give me the New York Mets over the Phillies. I can't trust the Phillies to get it done, and I would be ridiculed by you if I did take the Philadelphia Phillies. So definitely not taking them here. I think the Mets are just too strong against right-handed pitchers and too strong on the road. And the Phillies 0-4 in their last 4 overall. We saw them get up on the Mets in that one game and just let it go in that second half. And I think the Mets just dominate in this one.
So, looking at Homerun Derby, Hank Aaron 6-1 on Homerun Derby with 34 dingers, but Mickey was 4-1 with 44 homers. I remember watching Mickey on there. I mean, he was just smacking them. And so Frank Robinson was on the show. Dick Stewart, Willie Mays was 3-2. Al Kaline, Harmon Killebrew, Rocky Colavito, Ernie Banks. It's a great watch. You got to check it out. Anyways, Romanelli, what do you like in these 3 games?
Yeah, I got absolutely ripped to shreds in the comments for taking the Twins in this spot against Caprillion. Somebody said I must live in Minnesota or something like that, and it was funny. But I mean, for me, there's no reason not to take the Twins in this spot. James Caprillion just can't be trusted right now. I don't think he's major league ready. He made a couple rehab starts in the minor leagues, struggled quite a bit. And then he went and played the Guardians in his first outing, 4 earned runs, 4 walks allowed, couldn't even get out through 2 innings. And I think he's in trouble on this spot again. So I'll lay the run line with the Twins.
Ruffalo?
Yeah, I don't trust either Caprillion or Sonny Gray as far as I can throw them. That's just personal preference. So probably looking at the over. 7.5 feels like a low total even with Oakland's offensive issues. I think it's a game where we can at least see 9 or 10 runs in that one, whether it's the starters or the bullpens that get us there. But I think that's the only game I like of those 3 is the over in Oakland and Minnesota.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to do something I normally don't do. Take 2 favorites on the run line here. I think Romanelli's right on the money here with the Minnesota Twins. I just there's a reason this number is this high. I think Sonny Gray, you know, he's a capable veteran pitcher. First trip back to the mound in Caprillion, just he's batting practice. I think the Twins will knock him around today. I'll take the Houston Astros here with Framber Valdez on the mound against Rodriguez. Tigers have been playing awful baseball. I think the Houston Astros keep rolling at home, beat them by 2.
You think the Tigers were bad yesterday? It really was just, I'm
a Tiger guy.
They gave up,
guy.
Brisky gave up three runs, and they were all, one was an error. Really, it was just an error that they got him on. It was, they didn't call it an error, but it really was an error. It was a misjudged ball, and the ball dropped in, and then the Astros ended up scoring the runs on that, and that was the game.
I think that was their excellent shot to get a W in this series was yesterday with Brisky.
I thought they looked terrible.
The Tigers?
Today might be the
Yeah.
difference.
I
Really?
thought Brisky was lucky that he only gave up 2 home runs because every single swing was at the warning track.
Right, but warning track power doesn't get it done.
That used to
No,
be
but
a big
very
scoring
close.
track.
Warning track power in a major league park. Speaking of warning track power, Brian, you done here with your picks?
Those are my 2 picks, 2 run line favorites today for me. Astros, Twins.
Jovan, how about you?
Yeah, I'm on the Mets on the run line. Max Scherzer, I think he handcuffs the Phillies. And on the Phillies side, Kyle Gibson, his last game he against this very team, he escaped. He escaped with five walks, and I don't think he escapes if he's gonna send free guys on the base paths. So I think on the Mets win big, and I like the over in the Detroit Tigers, Houston Astros game. I think Evar's going to give it up. Framber Valdez, his last 3, he has a 4.86 ERA. So, I think they could get past his 8 runs in that game.
El Niños, the weekly prize for Homerun Derby was $2,000. So the winner, if they hit 3 home runs in a row, they got an extra $500. How many players do you think they would get today at that kind of prize money? You think Bryce Harper would do it? I doubt it.
Yeah,
You'd have
no
to adjust
chance.
that. You'd have to adjust that to inflation, Mitch.
You might get some minor leaguers to participate. I think. But,
I don't even think if you gave away real money, these guys would do it. To be honest with you, I really don't. Anyways, Al, what do you think of these 3 games?
I think you got to give the fans what they want. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you were talking about the Astros struggles over the last decade, I believe, right? You had said something about that, Mitch?
That the what?
They're not hitting as well, the Astros?
Least run production.
Yeah, well, when you're not banging trash cans anymore, that can affect your hitting too. So I think that's what's wrong with them. But, they'll get used to hitting the ball the old-fashioned way soon enough. But anyways, I do agree with Giovanni. I'd like the over in that game. I liked the under, first 5 under in the Phillies-Mets game. And I like the Twins -1.
I like the Cubs, both games. Go to the Red Sox, White Sox. It was all Vince Velasquez yesterday against Boston. Just as Brian and I gave out to you guys on the show, pleaded with you to take Vince.
I was angry that I screwed up and didn't take it as a premium. That was so stupid.
Was all over. I was just mad I didn't give it out reverse run line. He's a greyhound out there on the mound. No one has better form than Vince Velasquez. I believe when they play the sound effect of a ball hitting a bat, it's Vince Velasquez, it's a Vince Velasquez hanging, pitch that, someone just really cracks. It's like no one throws a textbook pitch like Vince Velasquez. And it's like no one gets cracked like he does when he gets absolutely hit too. But when he's on, he's on, He's on.
Keiko gets cracked all the time.
He's not pitching today, so we don't have to worry about that, do we? It's Nick Pivetta taking on Dylan Cease. The Red Sox, like I said yesterday, and I will continue to say it, the wheels are off the cart in Boston. Serious, serious problems here for the Red Sox. They have no starting pitching and no bullpen. It's a really bad combination, especially when you're not hitting. So the Red Sox, I think, are... Last year, they were picked to finish before the season up the track, and they were picked 4th in the division. Ended up way overachieving on that. I thought that their middle of their starting rotation carried them through, kept them in position until they could get the guns there at the end of the season to get them over the finish line. But this year, just not happening for them, and they're getting absolutely rocked. The bullpen just looks gassed. I mean, they look absolutely done. And I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to either do a trade, bring some guys up from the minors, some fresh arms or something. But these guys are just getting destroyed out there. They are just getting crushed. Top it all off, they don't even get to face Dallas Keuchel today as scheduled. It's still in Cease now. And then Tristan McKenzie versus Ross Stripling for the Guardians in the Blue Jays game 2. And then the one that Brian's been waiting for, he's been chomping at the bit to talk about this. Jordan Lyles on the mound for the Orioles. It's a magic. It was the happiest day of his life when Jordan Lyles signed with the Orioles. He's got the Orioles and Lyles all in the same game. Keeps it all together now, and saves himself an index card. And Carlos Hernandez on the other side of this one, who had good numbers coming into the season, but those definitely look like a thing of the past at this point. Joe, what do you think of these three gems?
Yeah, my favorite game in here is that Chicago White Sox, Boston Red Sox game that you were talking about. I really do think you're right. I think the White Sox come in, have a phenomenal game. I can't believe we're only getting them at -130. Such low juice here. They have dominated over the Red Sox, going 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. And we can't trust Pivetta not to give up a lot of home runs here. And the Red Sox have struggled against they've struggled at home. They've struggled everywhere. So I can't take the Red Sox. I can't trust in them at all. I think the White Sox come out nice and strong. But I do think this one goes over. These two teams trend to that under. But I think the White Sox probably get 6 runs on their own.
I was offended by that -170 yesterday for the Red Sox. It was just offensive.
Absolutely.
Romanelli.
I still gotta disagree with you, Mitch. I don't think that Apple TV broadcast is what it's shaped up to be.
I love it.
I honestly, I don't understand where they pull the numbers out with the ground into double play probability. And you look at like the chance of getting on base. Say it starts at like 25%. The hitter goes up 1-0 in the count, and then the number goes down to 20%. It's just like, how does it go down if they're up 1-0?
It's this guy. It's this guy against that pitcher in these conditions and all that other stuff, all factoring at that count.
No,
it's a numbers game.
And then they called
Ron.
Trevor Story, Rafael Devers. I don't know how you get those two guys mixed up. Lefty hitters. One guy's black, the other guy's white. I mean, just rough commentating and the.
I haven't heard the commentating. I love the camera angles. I love the
camera angles. The camera work.
Love the camera angles. They're the best camera angles.
I will say it's a really good experience, but the broadcast, the commentating just ruins it. But anyway, I'm gonna take the White Sox.
Who's commentating that game?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's Ninos.
Their names.
I think it's Al Ninos.
Al Ninos on color commentary.
I think Chris Young is one of the color commentators, but I don't remember the announcers' names.
I haven't listened to one word of it. You know,
it's not that they're not talented announcers. They're just. It seems like they're unprepared. So I don't know, but I'm gonna take the White Sox here. Yeah. So I'll take the White Sox here on the money line. Pivetta just hasn't been good enough. I agree with Joe. I think he's in trouble here. So give me the White Sox at a pretty good price.
I'm trying to see if I can find out who some of the Apple TV announcers are. I'm seeing Cliff Floyd, Katie Nolan, Steven Nelson. So that's, yeah. But I don't know. I like the White Sox as well, but just because, Nick Pivetta has had issues, but it hasn't necessarily been the home run ball. It's been sort of keeping runners off base, a 1.84 whip this season. It's been giving up hits and giving up a lot of walks as well. But I think I would lean to more towards justifying this price if it was Dallas Keuchel pitching. But again, with Cease, I don't expect him to be dominant like he was in his last start, where I think it was 7 innings of 1-hit shutout ball with 11 Ks. But I think Cease just has to be good enough. Just I think maybe 3 runs over 6 innings, but I think that'll still be enough to get the White Sox a win here.
Brian.
Yeah, I would have had the Baltimore Orioles yesterday with my guy Jordan Lyles on the mound. Today it's a free pick. I just rarely you see the Orioles lay in this kind of juice, but they won 2 straight. I think it's a different Baltimore team. And Kansas City on the road. Royals are a team I looked at back when they're at home. I'll take Baltimore here on the money line, and then the game 2, the Blue Jays and Guardians. I think Romanelli hit it on the head. If you bet equal amounts on the Guardians in game 1 and game 2, I think it's most likely you're going to come out on the positive end.
How about you, Jovan?
Yeah, so Yeah, I gotta agree. Guardians in game 2 as well. I liked Tristan McKenzie's stuff, and I think he'll have a good outing against the Blue Jays. Um, Also, I gotta lean towards Baltimore. They're just playing a better brand of baseball than the Royals. So just give me a lean on that one. There's not too much juice that you're laying on that with Jordan Lyles. So.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. Those two.
El Ninos?
I do like the White Sox. I do like the Guardians in game 2. Stripling, not too impressive there. McKenzie, it's all up to McKenzie. I think it depends which version of him we see. If he has a good outing, it should be a pretty easy win for the Guardians. If he struggles, then it's going to be a long day for them, obviously. But again, I wouldn't take him in game 1. I think Bieber is one of the most overrated pitchers in the league.
Now that would be Walker Buehler.
Okay. Oh, let's agree.
agree.
I mean, yeah, he can be disappointing at times. So
And
but,
Garrett Cole, two guys
but
that,
when you look
when
at
the
Bieber,
when the
man.
chips are on the table, I'm on the other side of those guys. Oh, and Zach Wheeler. Oh God, you can't have the overrated pitcher discussion without Zach Wheeler.
Yeah, he was only up for Cy Young last season.
Exactly. And what happened when he needed to get it done?
And this year, I think you're starting to see his arm get back.
Can you imagine if from the Phillies had the MVP and the Cy Young Award winner in one season with the team with the crap they put out on the field? That would just tell you that the wrong guys are voting for the awards. I mean, that's really what it is. We know that anyway in baseball, right? The wrong guys are voting. So it's like, this is why Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Pete Rose are not in the Hall of Fame, right?
They're not in the Hall of Fame because they took performance-enhancing drugs.
Take out the years that they did. They're still in. All of them. How about all the other guys that didn't get caught? They didn't take them?
I don't think Henry Aaron used performance-enhancing drugs, and he hit.
What about all the people in that era? He wasn't in that era.
I don't know.
The people and we don't know if he did or didn't. We don't know.
Well,
Those
we don't
guys,
know that,
those old football players.
body.
How about all those old football players that used to shoot up everything in the locker room like all the time?
Well, football's different.
All the time. They're in.
Baseball's a sacred sport. And I don't think Schmitty used performance-enhancing
Sure he
drugs.
did.
I don't think so. Not my Schmitty.
Michael Jack Schmidt.
You didn't see Carl. You didn't see Ted Williams use this steroid.
I used to love watching the Phillies broadcast back then.
Michael
Jack Schmidt.
I don't think there's ever been a fully sacred time of baseball where there wasn't something going on, and we're going back to like 1920s when you had like the White Sox scandal. It's been mostly, you'd like to think it's mostly been pure, but I think there's always sort of been something.
Do you really care though? Like, do you care? I don't care.
I don't care either.
Do
Everybody's
whatever
doing
they
it.
want.
Everybody's
right?
doing
They're
it.
putting it in their bodies. They get to choose.
And for
I don't
most
care.
of the guys, it's mostly a healing thing about the injuries.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
what it is. It's not to build up whatever, except for maybe Bonds. I don't know. He did get a little bulky there at the
Yeah,
end.
but the recovery time, if they take those, right? Like, I think I don't know. I think it should just be legalized. I don't care.
I don't know. I think it's not a great role model experience for young players, because if you're going to have a advantage over other players are going to want to take the steroids, and then that shows kids, all right, now you got to take steroids to get it to level as some of the best players in the league. So I just think not the best for the game.
And the
What about the person that is lacking testosterone overall? What about their testosterone levels are just off because of age, because of that thing? You don't think they should be able to take testosterone? I think they should.
Hey, they can always join the freaking softball league these days.
I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what substances are allowed. I'm not sure if testosterone itself is not allowed, but I just think you put yourself in a bad position if the league is widely using performance enhancing drugs.
But they all are behind the scenes. We all know they are behind the scenes.
Well,
It's
I know a lot of them are. That's for sure.
right.
But
They are just making sure they take something then to be clean for the test.
yeah,
Right? It takes them, 24 hours to be clean for a test? They know the tests are coming. It's like, hey, guys, next Thursday. It's like my kids were told at high school that there was a locker search coming next Wednesday to make sure no one had drugs. Well, they had a week advance notice, right? These baseball players get the same thing. All sports players get the same thing, right? I don't know.
You think? I don't know.
Let's go back to the episode of The Simpsons where Ken Griffey had the massive forehead.
I didn't see that one, Chris.
Oh, man. The baseball episode of The Simpsons, arguably one of the greatest episodes of all time. Daryl Strawberry. Daryl. That's still one of my favorites. I'll never get over that.
Didn't you hear about that Olympian where her coach was putting something like even in her protein drinks and that kind of thing? I think we see a lot of this and we don't even know. But there's different things that they can't have that are out there that do help them recover better. And this poor athlete wasn't allowed to play in the Summer Olympics. I can't remember who she was. She was a younger girl, maybe 16. She didn't even know it was in her protein shakes.
Yeah, it was like there was another one that had like a vitamin D supplement that was just tainted. So it's pretty much everywhere now. It's just a matter of how they choose to reprimand it. That's all.
Absolutely.
All right.
So
We've kind of gone off the card here on the Shane Bieber questions, but it all
Yeah,
it all
that's
Is that where
started.
it came from? I didn't know where it came from. I didn't know how we got on this topic.
Mitch tries to bait me in by mentioning Wheeler, and now he sucks, and I have to say something, and it starts a long conversation.
Well, no, it was Ninos that said that Bieber was overrated. At least the guys won a Cy Young award. I mean, it's like these other guys. I mean, have got nothing.
Here's one last thing I had to say about Bieber was you got to look at the opposition he's faced. I mean, that year he won that Cy Young. I remember being on the show with you. You kind of disagreed with me a little bit, but I still kind of stick by it. I don't think he faced the toughest lineups that year. And you look at who he's faced this year: the Royals, the Reds, the White Sox when they were struggling. The Angels, okay, got some good hitters, but then it was Oakland that's also not doing great this year. So he has a pretty easy schedule so far. I mean, yeah, he has good numbers, but I think he's supposed to have those numbers against these lineups, and he's facing a better lineup today.
Who are you to judge?
Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. I mean, it's obviously we can go back through all his old games too, but I think he struggles against a lineup like this today.
Shane Bieber hurt you, didn't he, Ninos?
No, I just think he's way overrated.
What did Shane Bieber do to you?
Didn't sign the baseball. Walked back.
Yeah.
At spring training.
Didn't he say he was sorry? Didn't he do the whole song about it? I'm sorry.
He actually does have good numbers against this lineup, but I don't know. I still think he's gonna struggle.
Is it
Take
too
the
late?
over in that
What's
one.
it? Is it I'm too late to say I'm sorry? Or I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
Yeah.
Or it's just I'm sorry. It's just I don't care if it's
the
too late or
amount
not.
The amount of Bieber puns I could probably pull out right now.
Oh, baby, baby, baby.
Yeah.
A lot of Bieber. A lot
It'd
of,
be one less lonely owl.
yes. All right. Lost. I totally forgot what show I'm even on. All right. We've got the I love Jordan Lyles today against Carlos. Anyways, Mitch Keller against Robert Duggar at Great American Ballpark. Boy, if you go to the doubleheader today at Great American, they're charging 2 admissions for this thing. Okay? They're charging 2 admissions at Great American Ballpark. It's a day-night doubleheader. You got to pay two admissions to go see the Cincinnati Reds. What do you think the crowd's going to be like at these games?
$5,000.
I think it's going to be less. Got the Atlanta Braves. This one is interesting as all get-out matchup. Max Fried, Corbin Burns. It's about as big as it gets, but Max Fried, traditionally a very slow starter. And Logan Webb against Steven Matz and Giants-Cardinals. Giants are struggling. Al Ninos, what do you think? Is Mitch Keller overrated too?
Oh man, this is the one I think actually the Pirates might win. I don't know. I'm staying away from these games. I don't like these teams too much. Let me take another one. Look at that one real quick. Yeah, I don't like these matchups. So I mean, I've been fading the Reds consistently, but today I'm just staying off them, and the doubleheader doesn't help me at all. I do like the Brewers though in the other matchup. I think Burns is the better starter. Fried is a very good starter too, but I think Burns slightly better. The Brewers lineup's been hitting the ball better too. It's a much harder lineup, so I'll go with the Brewers there. And as I said, the Giants been struggling. Oh man, they gotta turn this around sometime though. Probably not betting it, but it's a slight lean to the Giants -1.
How about you, Jovan? I think he's frozen.
Might be.
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, for me in that grouping of games here, I'm been getting burned on the crappy San Francisco Giants, but I think they're due to start turning it around. They're a consistent winning franchise. I like Logan Webb on the mound against Mats, who's a bum. So I'll lay the juice here, San Francisco. I think they get the W.
How about you, Ruffalo?
I got to go with the Giants as well. I don't know if I'm as harsh on Mats as calling him a bum, but I will say this: the one thing that'll probably get the San Francisco Giants right is Logan Webb at home. I think they're 16-0 in his last 16 starts at home, going back to the start of last season. So Webb just not a pitcher that loses at home, and as well as the Cards are playing right now, Steven Matz, we've seen him be capable of throwing in a clunker. So I like the Giants in that one.
How about you, Romanelli?
I'm going to play Name That Pitcher with Brian here. Here's 3 stats I want to mention. You tell me who you think the pitcher is. 10.27 Ks per 9, 1.9 walks per 9, and only 0.38 home runs per 9. Name that pitcher this season.
Otto.
Not quite.
I'd have no idea.
Your good old bum, Steven Matz. He's pitching very well. He's not a bum. And the Giants are not due.
He's going to play to the back of his.
He is a first half guy. He is a first half guy.
Well, his ERA is high, but it's because he's kind of getting unlucky out there.
Overall, he's a bum.
No.
In long term, he's a bum. Overall, I think if you went against Steven Matz every game that he pitched, I think you'd end up ahead.
Giants are 26 in the league
Dodgers,
against
Yankees, and Mats. Phillies, Dodgers, Yankees, Mats. We've got a system.
You mean the Cardinals getting the plus money?
Even I knew Ron was going to underhand that one when he was playing Name That Batter. I knew exactly where he was going with that.
Name that Pokemon.
Joe, what do you think here?
I'm going to go with St. Louis here. I think they do have a good day, and I don't like the value with San Francisco. I don't like laying -135 with them. I love the +120 with St. Louis. I think they have the opportunity. They're 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in San Francisco, and I think this will be an over when I do see some more runs coming in, just squeaking over that 7, but I think, give me St. Louis. Great value. And then give me the Milwaukee Brewers here with Burns coming up. He's just so strong. A 1.93 ERA. I know Max Fried, 3.00 ERA so far on the season. So what I'm going to also do with this one is take that first 5 under. I think we've got a solid first 5 between these two teams. Yesterday's game went 6-3. There was only 4 runs in that first 5. I think we got better pitchers up today. So give me the under first 5.
I like Logan Webb here. I like Corbin Burns. The Reds Pirates game, they're going to get screwed on that doubleheader trying to double charge people because I'll tell you what, they got such bad pitching matchups in these games. These things are going to go on all frickin' night. You're going to be stuck there in Cincinnati. They're so cheap at the Reds. I've been at a game where literally they had a 3.5-hour rain delay and they played it out. They didn't even call the game. It's like just because it was only like the 5th or 6th inning, so they could still sell beer at the, during that time. Ridiculous. Anyways. Bad owners, bad managers, bad players. Cincinnati. It's a bad situation. And the thing is, generally a super proud franchise in the city, has always backed that team a lot. It's just sad what's happened there. Terrible. Speaking of terrible, Zach Davies is up against Kyle Freeland. How about this, man? The Diamondbacks and the Rockies flying under the radar there in the National League West. These teams are money bags, man. You guys like you'd think Dodgers, Yankees. I mean, people, I get crushed in the comments every day. Go against the Dodgers and the Yankees. It's like, because this is where the money is right here. These are the two money teams. Diamondbacks and the Rockies, man. These guys, they're doing it at on the cheap, too. Either on the cheap as favorites or as the cover and run lines as favorites, and then as dogs, just beating up on the big boys. And in that West, where it's all Padres, Giants, Dodgers, these guys make more money than any of those teams. I think more than all three of them combined, is my guess, this season. Anyways, Zach Davies is pitching, so Brian's on the edge of his seat. He loves Zach. You know that. You don't have to say it. I'll say it for you. Daniel Norris has a job in a. What's that?
Throw me under the bus.
No, there's no bus. There's no bus. It's Zach. It's like he's pitching against Kyle Freeland, one of the worst road pitchers. The Rockies hit they hit left-handed pitching like over 300 as a team. It's like they hit righties at like 0.6, 0.06. It's like I think it's the biggest differential between righties and lefties of any team is the Colorado Rockies. I mean, they just crush lefties. I mean, they just crush them. I mean, they're facing a righty here. They're batting .315 against left-handed pitching as a team. You do not see that, You do not see over 300 averages as a team versus lefties or righties. You just do not see it. But that's the Rockies. So, road and righties, Rockies, bad. No bueno. Muy mal, as they say. Anyways. Cubs, easy money against the Dodgers. Tyler Anderson. He's got that experience, that Wrigley Field experience. He was on Pittsburgh. It's funny, right? He's on Pittsburgh. Has a 4.35 ERA. You put him on the Dodgers, and all of a sudden he's a -200 pitcher. Of course, Daniel Norris, he's got a paying gig. Can't knock the guy. I love the Cubs in this one. I don't know. Norris, I mean, he loves to hover around that 6 mark. It's a good number for him. I think he might shave a little off of that today. And then Michael Lorenzen, who looks like a different pitcher out of these Reds pitchers go to other teams and all of a sudden they're really good. Michael Lorenzen here in Los Angeles looks really good up against Josiah Gray, who we're still waiting to see that high side. Al Niños, what do you think of these three?
Yeah, tough game between the Diamondbacks and Rockies. You made some good points for the Diamondbacks, but yeah, I might stay away from that one. I like the Angels -1. That's probably.
If Zach Davies changed his last name to Kershaw, if he was Zach Kershaw, would you take him?
How could I pass up on that?
Where's the Kershaw shirt? What happened to that?
I emailed you about that a long time ago. It got unfortunately mixed up. I had issues with my washing machine, right? So I had
that's right. That's right. You got to get a new one. We love the Kershaw shirt.
And I do. I think I have a new one somewhere. I can't find anything anymore.
Joe's never seen the Kershaw shirt.
But and it's actually not a Kershaw shirt. He was just the top head in the middle.
He had the giant Kershaw head on it and it said Kershaw
there's other
across
players
the bottom.
down there too, though. I think, but might
I think
not have seen them on screen.
I think it had the heart around it.
Oh, that one. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. No, but yeah, I got unfortunately mixed up with a dirty bag of laundry. Got mixed up for a bag of trash, so it got thrown away with some other cool shirts, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what happens when the kids are in charge of taking the trash out, I guess. But anyways, back to these games. Maybe the over in that second Dodger Cubs game. And as I said, I like the Angels -1 a lot. Nationals, I think, are a better team than what they look like and what they've been playing. Than the record, definitely. But Angels playing real well, too. As you said, Lorenzen's been pitching well. And I like this Angels team line up a lot. At least a piece of it.
How about you, Jovan?
Yeah, give me the Nationals. I like Josiah Gray. As long as he keeps the ball in the yard, he's okay. That and his walks. I think that Juan Soto's gonna send somebody deep in this one, whether it's Michael Lorenzen or one of the bullpen guys. So give me that plus money with the Nationals. Their batting lineup is not as bad as what people think. And give me San Diego. As long as I know Pablo Lopez is having a good season, but as long as Miami's losing, I'm gonna be fading them.
Yeah, we might as well go to the last one here as well because the Yankees, the Mariners, Rays also. So we'll put in this group too. If you have anything on that one.
Yeah. Nah, nothing on Tampa Bay and Seattle for me.
All right, Brian. Anything in this grouping?
Yeah, but I like a bunch in this grouping. I think we've seen some good spots out of Josiah Gray last time out, 6 innings, a shutout ball against the Giants, allowing 1 hit. And Lorenzen's been pretty good. I'm going to go with the under 9 in the Nationals Angels. I like the Cubs in Game 2 over the Dodgers. Again, I think if you put equal amounts on the Cubs in Game 1 and Game 2, I think you should end up being ahead. And I'll take yesterday I had the Diamondbacks. Today I'm going to go Rockies with Kyle Freeland. I think Rockies get a W here tonight. Zach Davies, I'd rather back the Rockies bats.
And Chris Ruffalo.
Yeah, there's a few I like here. I'm going to go with the over in that Colorado-Arizona game. I just think, like Mitch said earlier, Freeland not a great road pitcher, and Zach Davies, while he has pitched a little bit better than I'm used to seeing him pitch, I still don't trust him really as far as I can throw him. But he is pretty light, so maybe I could throw him pretty far. We'll have to see if maybe he could be in the shot put challenge too. But I think I'm going to go with the over in that one. I like the Marlins. For me, Sean Manaea he's had good outings and bad outings since the Padres. Pablo Lopez, on the flip side, has been really consistent for the Marlins. I think this is a spot where the Marlins could grab themselves a victory here, help Lopez keep his strong start going. And I like the under in that Washington and Angels matchup. I think Josiah Gray's been the best shot for the Nationals to pick up a win on the mound of any of the starters this season. And I think he'll be able to try to match zeros with Lorenzen here, who really shouldn't have too much of a hard time given that Washington struggled offensively more often than not this season. I think that may be a game that hits 5-6 runs max, not anywhere close to 8.5. So I like the under in that one.
Ron Romanelli.
Yeah, I agree with Jovan and Chris. I do like the Nationals in that game. I think Josiah Gray is pitching very well this season, like Ruffalo mentioned. He was a top pitching prospect. We really didn't see much from him in the first 3 seasons, but now 31 strikeouts in 26 innings, a 3.12 ERA. Like Jovan said, if he can limit the long ball and the walks, he's been pitching really well. And just coming off a 6-inning shutout performance against the Giants on the road. So I think there is value with the Nationals here. I took him on the run line on the video, the runs rundown video, but I think you could take the money line too, take a shot with their plus money.
Joe Madden.
For myself, I agree with that over. I'm not sure who said it between the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. I think we do see the runs coming in on this one. I'm going to lean on the Diamondbacks to get the win with Zach Davies. I think they're going to have a solid game. And we look at the Diamondbacks. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games as home favorites. And the Rockies, when they come in as an underdog, they don't play well. They're 0-5 in their last 5 games in that underdog role. I'm going to pay the light juice on the San Diego Padres. I think they come out and have a great game here against the Miami Marlins. The Marlins have struggled in San Diego, going 1-4 in those last 5 meetings, and the Padres strong against right-handed starters. So I think they will hit nicely off of Lopez. So give me the Padres. And then for myself, I'm going to have to take the LA Angels here. Josiah Gray is good, but I can't trust the Nationals to finish this game off strong. I probably would look at the Washington Nationals in that first 5, though, and then the LA Angels for the full game.
I love the Angels in this game. Josiah Gray's got the high ceiling, but that's all we've ever seen from him is this talk that he's got the high ceiling. Nelson Cruz is a little dinged up as well, and the Nationals need everything that they could possibly get in this game in order to beat a team like the Angels, who are just a world of talent and just have never been able to put it together. There's a manager that actually is really good at that, and I don't like this guy personally. I don't like the way he hams it up for the camera and turns every game into the Joe Madden show. And I don't mean this Joe Madden, because she could have her show if she wanted. It's called Pumpkin Crazy. So what is it, 3:30 on weekdays, and whenever she damn well pleases. Whenever she damn well pleases on the weekend. Yeah, this guy, when we saw him in Tampa Bay, he did it with basically nothing. Then he took a bunch of underachieving stars, with bad attitudes in Chicago and won a World Series with them. Now here he is in Los Angeles with a team with a super high budget. I mean, the Angels have always been big spenders. Always have been big spenders. And here he's got these guys healthy. And look at what they are. They're 17-10. These guys are going to the World Series. They're damn close to it. And I don't think the Washington Nationals on the road is a very good place to be today. I think they're going to get absolutely jacked, and for good reason, because they're not a good enough team to compete with this. You look at the Angels lineup; it is the all-star team. I mean, we can say whatever we want, and I talk about the Phillies salaries. There's nothing compared to what these guys are paying over here. You got Mike Trout making 40. You got Rendon making 35. You got some guy named Ohtani, who's also on the same team as these other guys. Walsh, it goes on and on, man. These guys are really, really good. And I would not be. I think this price that you're seeing on this, if you took this same team, exact same lineup, called them the Dodgers, this exact matchup, they'd be minus 280 today, and probably a good value at that. Lay 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 runs in this thing. Lay it all. Love it. Gotta strongly disagree with you guys. I don't know what you guys are watching, to be honest with you.
I'm watching Josiah Gray throw 6 innings and give up 1 hit against a Giants team that does hit the ball. And he's shown glimpses of
You think the Giants lineup is better than this lineup?
No.
Not even close.
No.
Not
I also
even close.
Don't think what you mentioned, if this was the Dodgers, they'd be minus 260. I don't think so.
I definitely think
minus
so.
200.
At least.
Yeah.
At least. I think you guys are way off on this one. The Angels are super hot. Madden is staying out of the camera. Not this Madden, the other one. This staying out of the camera and managing his team. And he's doing a real nice job. Yeah, I give credit where credit is due. Very quiet. They play those late night games. Not everyone gets to see them. You always get value there. You guys are knucking futz.
Angels don't have Bundy anymore, so I've kind of disowned them.
Oh.
That's the reason I bought it.
I'll say it again. That I said it on yesterday's show, and I'll say it again. For the rest of my life, I've never seen a more dominating pitching performance than Ohtani on Thursday. Man, that was just surgery that he did. That was just unbelievable.
If that guy stays healthy, his career can be pretty amazing.
It was just unbelievable. And I've seen, like I said, I was at Roger Clemens' 20 strikeout game at Fenway Park.
It's different when you can go around and hit on the other side too, though. I mean,
it wasn't really. I'm just talking about 99 pitches and what was it, 81 strikes on 91 pitches, 99 pitches. I mean, and he's throwing 100, and change in the 6th inning. It's like, yikes. What are you going to do about that? It's like there's nothing you can do.
close your eyes and swing.
That's what they did. It's like they never even threatened. You know, it was like they never even threatened. They didn't even get a guy past second base the whole game. I think they only had a couple guys. The only one who hits him is Jackie Bradley Jr. Is the only guy that can hit him. That'll be the guy the Angels get next, because he's the only guy that I've seen that can consistently hit him. Everyone has that guy. Like the Cubs own the Dodgers. It's like Jackie Bradley Jr. can hit Ohtani. You know, it's like kind of the same thing. JBJ. All right. That wraps it up. We got parlays. Anyone have parlays or rebuttal? Any rebuttal?
My parlay today is the Golden State Warriors minus the 7 points, teamed up with Game 1 and Game 2 Guardians money line.
Well, we're gonna kind of go in order, but that's okay. We'll go random. Who wants to go next?
I think I got a decent one.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll go White Sox, Angels. Where's the last one? Damn it. I thought I had it. Where'd it go? Oh, man. Lost it. I'll find it. Where the hell is my third one? Oh, Brewers. Angels, White Sox, Brewers.
Some value there.
It's not a bad one.
Ruffalo loves to talk. What do you got, Ruffalo?
I don't filibuster.
It's like how much time do you have?
Do you want me to go alphabetically, reverse alphabetically? I'm going to go with the over in the Colorado-Arizona game. I'm going to go with the Chicago White Sox on the money line, and I'm going to go with San Francisco Giants.
Jovan, you got one, or you want us to come back? I think is he muted? Yeah, muted.
Yeah, so Guardians game 1, money line. Washington, money line. And the Brewers, Braves under, full game. Or you could do first 5 if you don't want to, sweat it out with the bullpen.
Romanelli, any prop, parlay, anything you got for us?
I'm going to do a dog parlay with the total. I'm going to take the over in the Guardians Blue Jays game 1. And then I'm going to take the Cardinals on the money line. And I'm going to take the Washington Nationals on the reverse run line. Minus 3.5. No, I'll take them just on the money line.
No, go ahead. I don't care. Just boost my odds, if anything.
Just the money line for me. I'm not a glutton.
Joe Madden, you got anything?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to take the over the total between Pitts and Cincy. I'm going to take the White Sox on the money line, St. Louis on the money line, and the Blue Jays on the money line in game 1.
All right, I'm still putting mine together here, but while I am, just remember a couple things. Number 1, 15% off. You can use it once. May 15 is the coupon code for your premium picks. You can use it once. We're going to do one special a month. Last month, it was the consensus report. Also, my most asked question, how do I become a capper? Can I be a capper on your site? They all fit under that same category. Here it is. I'll be hiring one new capper for Pick Dogs from Twitter. To apply, email me. Tell me why it should be you. If you do not use a real picture, it isn't you. If you can't find my email, it isn't you. If you DM me, it isn't you. No retweet, not you. Good luck.
Can we add one more rule?
Sure, we can add 10.
If they DM me for your email, no. Not you either, because
Yeah.
I've already got 6.
Oh, it's
DMs to me. What is Mitch's email?
I'm pretty sure it says contact us on the website. I'm pretty sure it says that. Hint, hint. I'm pretty sure it says all of these people here have found me. They've found me. Every one of these people here has found me. So I'm not that hard to find, and a lot of other people, the trolls seem to find me no problem. So, but I would say
Please don't
also
have one of
that
those.
what was I gonna say? Oh, if you've applied in the past or you've emailed me in the past and I've said no, I would try a different approach. Because if I didn't hire you from that, well, obviously I'm not going to hire you now. So try a different approach. Tell me why. But I'll tell you what will really help you if you have a strong social media presence and can kind of show us the way, lead us, into that social media. So I'd be way into it. But anyways, I'm putting my parlay together. I just want to get the exact payout on this thing because it is a monster. And let's see what we got. So this one, and then my last one, is this one. And then we're going to put that at... All right. So the parlay is... it reset it. Hang on a second. Damn it. All right. I knew that seemed light. So it is, all right, that's correct. And then this one, I see. All right. The parlay is Twins -2.5, Orioles -1.5, Angels -4.5. $100 pays $3,516.97.
How much?
$100 pays $3,516.97.
Nice. I like it.
That's how you get it done. The telestrator. That's how you draw it up on the telestrator right there. Well, fading Jovan and Romanelli, not exactly the best strategy that I would recommend, but hey, they don't win them all.
Maybe we'll pull a little hat on this one.
It's not like Josiah Gray's never screwed you before. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great day. I enjoyed having this good crowd here. Tomorrow we'll be back. We'll have same bunch of people or more people or other people. I'm not really sure who's coming, but we will definitely be here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make it a winning day. If you want to be a capper, you want to be on the show with us, you want to hang out, you want to be on Puckin' Crazy with Joe Madden, then you could send me an email. Tell me why. Tell me why. Don't say, oh, I'm a good cap. I hit it 57% and I did this and I did that or whatever. What are you going to bring to our team? Because you got to be able to work with me every day. And that's it can. All right. I know you guys will find this tough to believe. I can be difficult.
What?
What?
Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate all of you guys. Shout out, tweet, do whatever. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. 15% off for May. These guys are red hot.